T.E.S.S.A is an advocacy project designed by students at Johnson State College, and the purpose of the project is to educate and advocate for low-income students and literacy rates among our community. As a group, we've donated gently used books to local food shelves, doctor's offices, family centers, and elementary schools. We've also been educating the Johnson State College population about what advocacy means and how low-income students have lower literacy rates among our school communities. Together, we want to change the stigma that's typically associated with socioeconomic status, whether it be good or bad. We want to provide resources for the students among our community and even around the world, and overall advocate for this cause.
What do you believe is the importance of literature for youth in our communities?
Well, first of all, there's so many different ways in this day and age to read. You have all the online access and technology, and then you have books. And I've learned in my job here, coming from a very book-oriented life to an online life, that it's important for youth and college students, anybody, to at least read. And whether that's literature in hard copy, in a book that you can hold, or something online, I think the essence is to be able to read and to process and understand and make connections when you read.
What are some critical factors in developing literacy in youth?
Well, I think it's important to be able to read something and apply it, or to understand how to navigate information and apply it. Because, even here as college students, I can teach someone how to use the databases in the library, but how are they going to access the information they need once they leave here? So one of my long-term goals is to get those students thinking in a way that when they leave here, and they don't necessarily have access to all this great stuff that we have, that they can figure out how to still get their answers and find it in a local library or other places, and think in ways that help them make good decisions for themselves.
How would book donations help/impact the community?
I think book donations are one of the best ways of increasing literacy, because you can donate books for all different ages. And how special is it for someone to be able to go in and take a book out, like a Cynthia Ryland book out for a 4-year-old, or have another book donated, for targeting young adults. So I think it's important.
Yes, every children should have books.
Why?
Because reading helps build imagination.
What would you do if you didn't have books at home?
I would probably write a book.
Why are books important to you?
Because I like reading, and so if you like reading, books are important.
How many books do you have in your house?
I do not know. I just know that I've probably got over 50.
As a student who comes from a low economic status, I find that the most important thing to offer future students is support, resources, and help whenever necessary. The National Center for Educational Statistics conducted the National Adult Literacy Survey and documented the effects of the parent-to-child literacy success. It is shown that the amount of literacy obtained by parents in their school years correlates with the literacy skills of that their children obtain. Although it is important to say that these facts can often be changed due to the child's success in future schooling. The National Center for Infants and Toddlers and Families connect the importance of early literacy intervention. This article states the importance of how our skills at a young age are not only learned in the classroom when we learn our ABCs and how to write, but also when we read at home. When reading at home, children often develop the understanding of the attitude, expectation, and skills related to the written dialogue. This skill is learned through the continuation of early reading through adulthood. At the early ages of 1 to 5, children develop skills to vocalize small words, visualize, and often communicate using symbols such as sign language. These are early stage communications and signs of learning. With these stages, it is important to encourage literacy, whether it be listening to a book or even drawing. When children observe the importance of the tool of literacy, they tend to make it a tool in their future life skills. From my own perspective as a future educator, I find that no matter what status a family falls under, the importance of literacy starts with you, whether you be a parent, teacher, or friend. It's never too late to start reading. And it's never too late to learn something new. Grab a book and dive in.
So what is advocacy? It's the act or process of supporting a cause or proposal. The act or process of advocating for something. It is giving a voice to the voiceless. It is standing up for something you believe in. It is supporting a cause. The first step of advocacy is to find meaning. Meaning gives your pursuit purpose. Advocates must be willing participants. They must believe in the cause. Advocacy must convey a clear message. Facts and goals can support your message. It is important to identify the people that you are supporting. Advocacy is not complete without raising awareness. You want your voice to be heard. You want to empower people to support your cause. Overall, you want to create change. Advocacy improves the quality of our democracy, and as educators, it's our responsibility to advocate for students and their families to improve the quality of education, making it equitable for all.
So, teaching students to advocate at an early age and in the classroom is very important because it teaches them how to solve their own problems. They can have issues in the classroom, later in life in their workspace. It can be as simple as having to call a cable company about a bill dispute, and if they don't have the skills to confront their problems and to find a solution for their problems, they're not going to get far in life. They're going to be played upon. They're going to have a lot of struggles. And introducing them to identifying problems and having a voice in issues that they come across is going to prepare them for life. When they're in the classroom, they have a safe place to learn the skills, and they have friends to help them. You can start with having them research topics that they're interested in and thinking of things that can happen in history or in their everyday lives. And then you can have them think about things that went wrong and how they could have been solved and what you could do to solve them now. So teaching your students advocacy is going to help them further.
this is really huge for what you guys are doing. I don't know what other groups that you've been able to give some. They'll tell you the same thing. It's so important to get kids to read. I mean, that's the big start of getting them to the love of books. I mean, you can't do anything unless you can read. So, because we have a woman who volunteers for us that is huge on making sure that kids have books to read and things. So she has taken it upon herself to go out and buy the books that we have. So this will be huge, huge help for her, and to make sure that kids in our community actually get to be able to read. So thank you guys so much for your project. It's gonna go to